Excellent. All right. So I think we can finish this fairly quickly. If let's stick to like 1 minute, Pez. Yeah.
But unless there's anyone, if anyone's still watching and they've been waiting for their team to come up
Yes.
and they're in this league, just leave a comment and we'll dedicate some extra time
Yes.
to
Good
yourself.
point. Good point. And by the way, if you are here, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Probably should have said that 3 hours ago.
I can't believe how long this show is. This is my God. My son
Oh,
comes to me and goes,
fuck.
"Dad, not once, not twice, but 3 times. What time are you going to finish?"
If Matt's still here,
I don't think anyone is still listening. Matt's still here.
no, Ian.
Wow. And Ian is still
Oh,
here.
cheers,
Get
Matt.
on with
Thanks for
it.
that. I don't know. I don't know if he sees it as torture or what. Is he doing some training?
See,
Mental resolve
I tell
training.
you, Ian
You're
talks
in
a
this
lot of
division,
shit,
Matt,
but
aren't you?
secretly he loves us.
Oh
You
yeah, of
know,
course he does.
we're the
That's his
only ones
MO.
that will still talk to him.
So right, so Johnny's messaged us saying that Matt is the 104.
All right.
Right, so we'll give you some
All right.
dedicated
Well, let's
time.
go with Matt first. The 104, Barkley,
All right, yep.
Williams, Pacheco, Dobbins. There we go. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's go ahead and go with the wide receivers as well, Johnny, if you don't mind. And then we got London, Moore, Adams, Ridley, Harris, Leggett, Kirk. Wow. Okay. All right. Pez, you go ahead and talk about these two, and then you can look at the QBs and talk about those on your own with the tight ends.
Uh, well, the first thing I look at Matt's team is if he can just. I'm just intrigued to know why he went for 4 quarterbacks. So a few people have done this, and I'm intrigued to see if his answer is to do with trade bait for later in the year, things like that. If he could answer that, but his running backs, I like him because as it stands, he's got 4 starting running backs. That's great. Is Drake London, DJ Moore? I said I'm not a big fan of DJ Moore personally myself. Doesn't mean that he can't do something, but he's got Drake London, Devontae Adams, and Calvin Ridley. I'd start them 3. Right, yeah, okay. That's what I thought a lot of people would do, why they've picked him up, because you've got you've got 2 teams with one quarterback. They're going to need one for the spare week. But I don't mind your wide receiver depth at all, really. DJ Moore's a big question mark for me, but Drake London, Devontae Adams, and Calvin Ridley, I wouldn't hesitate starting them. Trey Harris looked really good in this last preseason game. I'm still not out on Xavier Leggett in his second year. Christian Kirk is getting a bit of buzz at training camp, so I love that you've picked 2 late IDPs and they're really good ones. Bobby Wagner is always one of the best point scorers, and Edrin Cooper could have a brilliant second year in IDP scoring. Towards the back end of last year, he just blew up. So overall, I do. Let's have a look at your wide receivers. I'm guessing your plans to start Justin Herbert, Matt. And just intrigued which one you're keeping. Like which one's going to be
Yeah,
your
so Matt
starter?
is a friend of Everett, by the way. So we don't know if he's been
Oh,
like
is it?
an experience or if it's his first season, right? I'm guessing he would have to start Herbert, but I can understand why he has Lawrence, a quality backup, and then Young and Penix. Young came on last season, right? In the last 8 games or something. Penix could explode as a rookie. Everything I hear about Penix is he's the guy. He's the guy. So I can understand it, but yeah, that's a lot of quarterbacks. First season for him, Pez. His first season in fantasy.
Oh, his first season in fantasy. Well, he's probably been taking the tips off Everett. But if it's your first year, that's a decent little team you put together there.
Not in fantasy, but in the OrkneyBowl. This is his first year in the
Right. I'm with you. I'm with you. I was going to say that's a well-constructed team for your
Yeah, I
very
was about
first
to
year in
say, well,
fantasy.
wow, you have a good future ahead of you.
I'm glad he's not in my division, but no, overall, yeah. Like, if I want to be overly critical, but you've got the quarterbacks there to chuck around if they have a good start to the year, who you could maybe get better wide receiver depth, maybe. Because you're playing Saquon and Kyron as your two, then you're probably playing Kelsey and Bretton Strange with the premium at tight end. So yeah, overall for starting, we've not watched any football yet, yeah, I like the team there. You got a good mix within your team.
All right. So, again, Pez, what I would like to do, if we can, I'm just going to name the position groups. If you can give one thing you like, one thing you don't, and then we move on to the next team. Yeah? So,
Well, are we going back to
yes,
the
we're
first
going
team
back
now?
to the
Yeah.
first team. So let's see. I don't remember any trades in Dwarfie Stane, so I'm using Johnny's spreadsheet. So here we go.
I appreciate you for sticking
Yeah,
around,
no
Matt.
kidding. It's a long show. I mean,
That's fucking
yeah.
dedication, that. Jesus Christ.
How much whiskey has he had to drink? So we have Jamar Chase. Okay. Uh, wait. Kleiner is on the wrong color. Mike Evans, Jacoby Myers, Stephen Diggs, and Jalen Coker. Okay, and then the running back room: Jacobs, Connor, Pollard, Dowdle, Justice Hill.
Justice Hill.
Quarterback: Mahomes, Murray. Tight end: Njoku, Ertz. I like to see who their kickers are, so I'm going to say who the kicker is. And
Boswell.
who is it? Yeah,
Chris
Boswell.
Boswell.
All right. So if you can say one positive, one negative for each that can be in a sound bite, that would be great.
Um, I don't mind it, even though he picked Fred Warner in fucking 7th round. Like, Jesus Christ, it stresses me out personally. But overall, it's not that bad. He's got three starting wide receivers. He's got a decent group of running backs. Two decent tight ends. He's picked too many IDPs, pointless. But yeah, overall, it's
Yeah,
actually a decent team.
I
I
mean,
don't
we've seen
mind
a
it.
lot worse, right? I mean,
Yeah, we have for picking an IDP in the 7th round.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say this so far. Yeah, that's not a bad team. So team two, we have ADZT666. Brock Bowers at 1.02. That's the earliest I've seen him picked. Joe Burrow, okay, great. And then let's look at his running back room. Bucky Irving, Kamara.
Why the fuck am I looking at Zaire Franklin in the 5th round?
Zaire Franklin in the fifth, right? One, two, three.
If you look further down, Suarez Powers picked Roquan Smith in the 5th round. Oh, I don't. It personally
Well,
stresses me out.
these
It just
guys could be such as what Matt said the first year in OrkneyBowl. They don't really know the value of the IDP. If is it a high value, is it a low value? Because if I play in other leagues that can be similar, I guess. IDP has a lot more value, right? So
Yeah, fair enough.
they're coming in blind and not knowing like what positions. That's why you have like John Boy 83 taking Jake Ferguson and Cade Otton as his two tight ends,
Yeah,
right? They don't really know. And then you look at Slim Boats. They have Tucker Craft, Isaiah Likely, and Pat Fryermuth as their tight ends. I'm sure there's going to be a team here that is tight end heavy with those types of picks. But anyway, back to team two. Uh, is there something here that stands out outside that they have three potential starters at quarterback: Burrow, Prescott, and Love, and Mount?
uh, it, it's wide receivers like yeah, his running backs aren't that bad. He's got three starters there. I'd say his wide receivers. His wide receivers aren't like Jameson Williams, Chris Olave, Debo, Shakir, Pitts, Mins. They're all like starters. They're all going to be there, but can you trust them week by week? I think that's going to cost him.
Yeah, I mean, this he has like some really strong top players, but the depth. His wide receivers actually, I'm looking. I mean, I've bet big on Olave this year. I don't know why. What's your opinion on Olave? You haven't really discussed him.
Um, it's so hard to know because he's been concussed. Was it 2 years in a row now? So if he can stay healthy, he could be easily, obviously QB situation in the Saints, but just off talent alone, he could easily be a top six, top seven like wide receiver in the league. He's got that talent. He's the only one really consistently on that team with that sort of talent. I know Shahid's there, but Olave trumps him massively on talent. So he just needs to stay
I
healthy, I
got you.
think.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the water buff, which I'm guessing that's supposed to be the water buffalo. Which, by the way, born in 1973, I am a water buffalo. So we have
So
quarterback Jalen Hurts, running back Bijan, Ty J. Spears, Bigsby, Stevenson, wide receiver Brown, Hill, Metcalf, Worthy, Egbuka, Bateman, Austin, Royals, Young Ho Koo as his kicker, and his first IDP was in round 9 with TJ Watt.
you just set me up there, Pork. I really like this
Okay.
team. He's gone wide receiver heavy. Absolutely nailed his depth at wide receiver. He's got Bijan. Tajay Spears, he's a good running back. Health is an issue there. Tank Bigsby could easily be the RB1 by the start of the season for the Jags. Stevenson is going to get him points at the start of the year until Henderson completely takes the job over. My biggest thing is he took TJ Watt, who isn't a good IDP scorer, and
Zach
he
Bond.
could have got.
Wow. You'd think that would be reversed
Well,
in
no,
the in the in the picks, right?
yeah, well, yeah, yeah, because Zach Bond is good, but then look at it. TJ Watt, he could have got Aaron Jones. Nick Chubb going that high is fucking insane. But he could have got Aaron Jones. I'm not going to say Nick Chubb because
No.
he's not proven anything. So Aaron Jones, Warren, and Zach
Yeah.
Charbonnet.
Even Jaden Blue, which has a better chance of
Yep.
being RB1 than yeah.
No, well, Jaden Blue was after. Um, he took Kincaid. I don't mind that. But then still taking Kincaid, he then lost Tyrone
Yeah.
Tracy as well.
Wow.
And it's like for taking an IDP, a guy
Stefan
who doesn't
Diggs
score
even
that
in
many
New England.
points, in his wide receiver room's fine. It's his running back room that's going to screw him. And it's you look at the chain reaction from the TJ Watt pick, he could have got an Aaron Jones, and then his team as a whole looks overall decent. But again, the IDP for me personally is he shot himself in the foot
So
by
let's
going so
go
high.
to the empirical champ 4. I'm guessing there's other 3 empirical champs.
No, 1 minute. We've just
Yeah,
talked
that's
about
Matt's
that's Matt's
team.
team.
So, oh yeah,
So jump on
Blue
to the next one.
Toon Bookie. Who doesn't love a little Blue Toon? All right. So we have Ashton Gianti, Quinton Judkins, 2 rookies to lead your running backs. Zach Charbonneau, a backup. Austin Eckler, I think he's 30, 31, and that's it. And then we have wide receivers / IDP, Travis Hunter, Lad McConkey, Addison Reed, Glenn,
Phelan,
Noel. Yeah.
Jalen
And
Noel
then
right at the bottom.
quarterbacks, Mayfield, Goff, Ward. Okay, I like that. Tight end, Hawkinson, Pitts, Taylor. Give me one thing about this team you like in 30 seconds, one thing you don't like in 30 seconds.
I don't like his wide receivers.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of his running back room.
So something positive?
I like his tight ends and I like his quarterbacks, but he's took too many quarterbacks. Also, if he listens to this or sees this, again, IDP, just double check Nick Chubb. And then I don't mind Buda Baker. He does score decent points. And potentially Admiral Carter could score points, but rookie D lineman, I'd look at switching the IDP up a little bit.
Okay.
That's all.
So
That's
we
what I
have
got
John Boy 83, which usually when it's spelled like this, it tells me he's from Asia somewhere, but could be wrong. So he went first 2 rounds running back. So let's start there. Running back, McCaffrey, A-Chain, Blue, okay, and Mitchell. And then, and Rashad White. I think that's the wrong color. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we
color.
have Harrison, Hubbard, Smith, Flowers, Pearsall, Coleman, Alec Pierce, and Torrey Horton.
Pierce and Torrey
then
Horton.
In tight end, Ferguson Otten. Quarterback, Tagovailoa, Darnold. His first IDP, I guess, is Caden Ellis in round 12. His kicker. Or is that his kicker? I don't know.
No, Ellis is an IDP. He's a decent scorer. He hasn't got a kicker by the looks of
Where's his
it.
kicker? Okay. One good thing, one bad thing.
I like his overall depth. I like his overall depth. I like his overall depth, but his wide receiver room is a bit of a question mark. Other than that, I think he's got a good enough depth at running back. He might be able to move a few pieces around later in the year if he needs to change it up because of the wide receiver room.
Okay. Well, he has McCaffrey, A-Chain, and Blue. And
he's got Chuba Hubbard as well.
So, yeah, 4. Okay. Yeah. So, Flim Boats is up next. All right.
I recognize this name.
So, let's start with IDP. IDP, first pick, Myles Garrett, round 12.
Myles Garrett is round 9.
Is what?
Unless the spreadsheet's wrong.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it is round 9. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the Excel sheet. I apologize.
Round 9.
Yeah, so round 9, Myles Garrett. I think round 9 can be okay. And then he has is Jihad Campbell Is that an IDP as well? I believe Jihad Campbell and Terrell Bernard.
Yeah, Gerald Campbell's a rookie from.
Terrell Bernard. All right, let's go to the skill positions. Gibbs, Hampton, Harvey, Swift, ETN. I think that's it. And then wide receiver 1, Thomas. 2, Higgins. 3, Rice. Darnell Mooney, Jack Beck, Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, Purdy, Stroud. And it's interesting. If you remember in our last league, Stroud was picked in like the 7th round and Purdy was picked in like round, 12. And here it's absolutely reversed on the same team. Yeah, exactly how it was on the same team in the previous league. All right, one good thing, one bad thing.
Shit, I just scrolled because we're on Flem Boats, aren't we?
Boats.
Right. I'm not. One thing I'm going to talk about, because if he sees this, or if Johnny clips this, I just want to talk about Myles Garrett because he's gone high in a lot of people's. So last year, and I'll be really quick.
Oh, nice, Johnny.
10, 12, 3, 16, nothing, 3, 11, 9, 2, 25, 0, 25, 9, 12, 9, 11, 19, 5. That is rubbish. In IDP, that is shit. And then you go to the year after. He had 2 games with 25 plus more points out of a full 17 game season. The year before, so we're 2022 now, just for context. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games out of an 18 game season. He scored over 20 points. You've got guys who score 20 points a game, and he picked him in the 9th round.
It's a big name.
It's just frustrating.
You saw I picked Micah Parsons in round 4 because I'm thinking he's a linebacker, but he's not a linebacker. He's truly an edge, and an edge is not a linebacker. But you won't know that really as far as fantasy scoring. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get how and why people get in these traps because I did it. I did it last year even when I knew I shouldn't. You get into that, these are the best in their positions. Trey Hendrickson led the league 2 years in a row in sacks. He's got to be picked high, right? But it's interesting. I haven't seen Trey Hendrickson picked by anybody. Has he?
Some people have,
Was he picked?
1 minute, let me get it up here. Right, so here's a quick. I just want to speak with this team. I just want to speak about the IDP. So he picked Bernard there. Last year, he played. So 18 game season, he missed 4 games. He played 14 games, right? 22.5, 4, missed 2 games. 12, 12, 18, 15, 16, 22 by 15, 18, 19, 23, 9, missed a game. Can you see the consistency of double-digit numbers there compared to Myles Garrett?
The guy that I always get confused about, which it's either Quincy or Quinnen Williams out of the New York Jets. That guy gets 20 points almost every game he plays.
Yep. The linebacker one, I think it's Quincy.
I mean, anytime you can get Quincy Williams or whoever, I've always got to look at the history and see the scoring. Man, that guy is a monster. He'll come out with a 40-point game sometimes. Well, I don't know 40, but like a 28-point game sometimes. Just a monster scorer. A monster in fantasy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to...
Should we move on to the next one?
So we've talked about Flim Boats. We got Irk. I'm guessing I am saying that right. With Irk, we have a strong wide receiver room to start with Lamb and Nakua. Nakua, round 2. 208. Or no, wait. 205. Wow. And then so we have Lamb, Nakua, Odunze, Higgins, Downs. That's it. Wow.
So I've just been looking at it.
Yeah,
I'm going to
let's do it.
rattle it off quickly. His first 2 wide receivers, great. His third starting wide receiver, he's essentially hoping that Adunze or Downs become the main guy in their team. TJ Edwards cost him severely because he could have got Jalen Reed. Look at starters, so he could have got Jalen Reed, Calvin Ridley, Debo, Jacoby Myers, Shakir, and then he had to settle for Higgins, a rookie who's got to fight Nico Collins to get a job. So for me personally, TJ Edwards is kind of hindered his team because wide receivers, his running backs aren't bad, his tight ends are good, his quarterbacks are good. That TJ Edwards, because then his IDPs, he's picked fucking 4, and Robert Spillane, Nick Bolton, and Brian Branch are 3 great ones. TJ Edwards cost him dearly from having a decent wide receiver room. It cost him dearly. All he needed to do was get a Ridley, get a Debo, and he would have had decent depth with 3 good
I'm worried
starters.
about his quarterbacks. McCarthy, Caleb, Smith. I think they're all.
I think he'll be
They're all
fine with
going to
1.
be around 15.
I think JJ McCarthy will be
right?
good.
You know, there's not going to be any top 10 quarterback there, I think. But all right,
Yeah.
Suarez usually does well. So we'll see what he does here. Just go ahead and do what you just did. Just your quick thoughts.
My quick thoughts is Roquan Smith in the 5th round. And then, because that wasn't good enough, he went and got Oloken 3 rounds later.
And then Alex Singleton, I think, 4 rounds after that.
Yeah. Ken Walker goes down. He's shown he can't stay healthy. He's got no running backs. He's got JJ, Nico, and then no one really. He's got Jaden. To me, that team's just a mess. Like, sorry, Suarez, because I'm in some leagues with him, and he does have good teams, but on the surface of it, that team's a bit of a could turn into an absolute shit show quite quickly.
But then there's what ifs. You know, you got Ken Walker, you got Jalen Waddle that could. You know, you got Javante Williams or Jennings, Javante Williams. You got a lot of what ifs. This is a what if team. This is truly one of those what ifs. All right, Brady's Brummies. I'm going to tell you right now, tight ends are probably no one's going to match his tight end room, right? His quarterback room, Stafford might be iffy, but Allen is as solid as they come. So looking at running backs, you got Hall and Montgomery, and then Robinson and Jones and Mixon. Wow, what round did he get Mixon?
Because of the injury, 11.
Round
of the injury,
11. Wow, that's amazing.
He could suffer in his running back room because Brees Hall needs to prove he can do it. If he can't, then he's a bit thin in his running back room. His wide receivers, if gets off to a flyer, he's got them 2. He's got 2 guys on who are injured, and then a load of backups. He might struggle at the start of the year, but I think the second half of the year he could come on strong with Godwin and Ayuk coming back and some of the rookies taking a jump. So I think he might be a late bloomer, in my opinion.
He said, "With the catch up on the Pez
Oh,
Pork show has been busy and is still going live over 3 hours later."
tell me about it,
All
Morgan.
right, let's
Tell me
go
about
to
it.
Maca 64.
Um,
Oh my! You know,
I don't mind. I don't mind this. He's thin. He's thin at running back. Um, I say I don't mind this because I looked at his wide receivers. I like his wide receiver room. I like Lamar Jackson. He doesn't have a backup, but then
oh my!
his
What a
IDPs are a mess, and his running backs are very thin. So I like his quarterback and his wide receiver room.
his first 9 rounds
Everything else is a
are
bit of
by
a
far
mess.
the best in this league. You know, if you look what he did in the first 9 rounds, it's beautiful. He built up some strength, and then he went 3 straight edge rushers. Yeah, and then Johnny Smith.
Yeah,
He destroyed his
yeah.
team in those 4 picks. Yeah.
I've got to agree with. I've just moved on to the last team, and Johnny put a message in the group saying Scott Wolf King, I think, was his pick of this league. And I've got to agree with
Oh
him because
my.
you look
It's
at
not even close.
his setup. St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Sutton are his starters. He's then got Derrick Henry, Chase Brown as his starters. Braylon Allen's been getting a load of buzz saying he could beat Brees Hall out. You got Cam Scatterboo, the bloody juice child of every fantasy player. Nick Chubb, if he gets his burst back, he's flying off. He's got great IDPs, great kicker, good backups at his wide receiver position. Cooper Kupp, Luther Burden, Io Manor, Bo Nix, and Drake May. That is a solid team. Like Tyler Warren and Dallas Goddard are probably the questionable piece because they're a rookie, and then how much snaps is Dallas Goddard going to get? But that is a solid team.
So,
That
Johnny,